Hello folks, welcome back to an episode of the Liverpool Complete Playthrough with me, Dr. Benji FM. Hopefully you're doing well. And after our last fixture against Middlesbrough last time out, we need to improve a little bit today. We've got a tougher game on paper, you'd say, away at Stoke City in a few days' time. We're in the midst now of that December period, the busy period. And I'm just looking back through the analysis of the previous game, and you can see quite clearly there, we are just not getting into the opposition box enough, and that is the real issue for us. A lot of the ball in the centre of the pitch, we're not pushing it into the centre of the pitch enough, and that is going to be a real issue for us. Kevin De Bruyne does a lot of passing in the centre of the pitch, but not really that effectively. And Sergio Aguero didn't have the best of times last time out. So a problem for us. And today then, I'm going to try and focus on creating a little bit more within the area. Now, in terms of instructions, we do have work the ball into the box on, but I guess the question would be then, is there ways that we can get the ball into the box more and more? I think looking for the overlap, and I've done it in my spell series, is one of the ways you do that. You whip the ball into the area far more, you create chances, the ball drops, players running in. That might just be the ticket. Aside from that, we're actually going to go for a shorter passing. Finding little gaps to get it into the area might work out. If we're playing it slightly less direct, maybe defenders aren't heading it clear, so we're going to try that again today. Slightly shorter passing then, looking for that overlap. We've got the players to do so in Alexander-Arnold and Williams. Of course, we could play Kolasinac and Klein in this one, maybe switch things up a little bit. Both have got good deliveries, actually. I think we will. A little bit of a mix around, a little changer up. And I guess we should probably rest some of the players that played last time out. Of course, the injury to Mo Salah picked up at a sort of a later period of the game is going to be an issue for us. And yeah, we'll deal with that in a minute. What we will do, though, as I mentioned, I will rest the majority of the players that started that last game. So if we do it this way, I'm making a right mess of this, aren't I? Because they're all selected and I don't actually want them to be selected. Oh God. Let's give the whole squad a rest. It's around Christmas, let's just give them a day's rest. There you are, I'm feeling generous. That might be an awful idea, but we'll see if it pays off. Anything else there to be noted? Not really. So away at Stoke. Okay, now Stoke's the reputation of Stoke seems to be changing, but I feel like we all deep down feel like Stoke are, I don't want to say thugs. Thugs is a bit harsh, but because the players they've signed in recent years especially, they're kind of changing the way that they are perceived. Players like Shaqiri went in, of course they had Arnautovic before he was sold to West Ham, and Bojan's been there for a little bit. Of course, more recently they brought in Jesse Rodriguez. So you never know. In terms of their team within the game though, they've got Ben Yedder in the side, Berahino starts up top, Sobhi, Ramadan Sobhi, the Egyptian, he looks decent. I think he was bought at the start of the game. Doesn't look too bad. Scruffs. That's what a bizarre name. Anyway, bought from Genk. So, Ghent was that maybe? So there's still a decent start. John Flanagan, former Liverpool player, looks like he might be at the back. And again, they're not a team that will get the ball into the area that much. So far this season, 13th position from Stoke, which is not the best, is it, as the game's deciding to save. I think the plan with this series, I've been thinking about this. This will be whatever happens, this will be the final season with Liverpool. I don't know if there'll be time to do another series really. The rate in which I'm uploading these is about to increase, and I know I've said that before, but you may notice that there was a video yesterday and there was a video today, and that was the start of the month, and in September there's going to be one of these until either we run out of episodes. I'm not sure what will come first really, the chicken or the egg. I think by the end of September, this series will be completed as such, and it'll be finished. And then before FM18 comes out, I'm not really sure what we're going to do, but I should probably think of something. Right, what are we thinking here? I might go for someone slightly more direct in behind the striker. Keep Aguero in there, and maybe put De Bruyne out on that left-hand side as a Ramdeuter. And then with Firmino, perhaps a trequartista. I don't know, I'm just feeling like having a few players that float around. Well, you've got Mane being demonstratively good on the right-hand side. With the injury to Salah, with the injury to Keita, it does give you the opportunity to try something a little bit different. And I guess that's what we're aiming for with this. We've got an Angolan, we've got Henderson. I mean, we could argue play Henderson as the playmaker actually a little bit further back. Kolasinac and Klein both come in. Maybe switch those up to wing-backs. I feel like having a little bit of an experiment. Is there anything else you could change? I think that's probably about it. I mean, as mentioned at the very start, right, we're going to try and keep passing a little bit shorter, try and keep it a little bit floatier, but at the same time get the ball into the box more, because that's something we're just not doing enough. I think De Bruyne playing as a Ramdeuter will give Kolasinac the opportunity to strive to go forward a little bit more, and hopefully we'll see that in this game. There's a temptation then to put it on control in this game, just because of the way we're going to be passing it. We'll try that for the first half. I mean, away at Stoke, they could stick it up us pretty early, and that would be a problem, by which I mean they could be aggressively in our faces, excuse me, quite early on, and that would of course be a problem, but hopefully not, as I'm clapping there. I just clapped. I don't know who I was clapping. The away fans? Potentially. I mean, hopefully, probably. Right. The teams line up. And is Joe Hart captain today? Surely, I thought Henderson would be. I mean, he's got the armband on, but it looks as if Joe Hart was out first. So I guess we'll take his word for it. Should we just quickly look what Stoke have done in the window very, very quickly before we go any further? Berahino's worth 31 million. That's a madness. Sinclair was bought. Jack Cork was brought in as well. As I mentioned, Ben Yedder. Martin's Indy signed as well. And Schulfs was also signed. Ben Yedder's an interesting player. Is he starting for them today, actually? He's a player that he's never really done it. I mean, he's been alright at like Sevilla, hasn't he? But apart from that, not much more has gone on with him. And so we're 6 minutes into the game, and we are indeed controlling the play. And this is kind of what I was expecting, as the ball towards De Bruyne doesn't quite reach its intended target, and Jack Cork fires it down the left-hand side. But only as far as Kolasinac, who plays it inside to Jordan Henderson in his lovely pink boots. Interesting choice from Jordan. Nagolan's wearing purple boots. We've got a bevy of colours going on as Nagolan drives into the area. Wow. Well, I think it hit the post or something. Then it hit Botland and went behind for a corner. But that's something we definitely didn't see before, is players driving into the area and creating chances for themselves if they're not initially open to begin with. The ball drops to Klein now. Surely he's going to shoot from there as he blocks it back to Matip. And after 10 minutes, it's going to remain 0-0. We should encourage our players to try more direct passing play. That goes completely against what we talked about beforehand, so we're not going to do that. But again, highlights-wise, limited, and now it's going to be a Stoke corner, and of course it's going to be Ryan Shawcross. For those that have listened to For the Fans this year, my friend Jack at the Space has predicted Shawcross to get an England squad coming at the end of the year. I'm not as confident. And with their first shot on target, I mean, does that even count as being on target? Because I think it hits the woodwork, right? Berahino flicks it on. Shawcross on marks at the back post. I don't want to say Stoke are changing their reputation, but have then scored from a corner, and Liverpool have conceded from a set piece there. But that is actually what's happened. So I might go for some radical change. You know, I might keep the system, or like keep the instructions the same, but in terms of personnel, change it up. And I think the change we're going to make is this. We're going to have Roberto Firmino playing slightly deeper. We're going to have De Bruyne playing in the centre now, with Mane dropping slightly deeper as well, and bringing in Grujic to play as some sort of regista, because I think he can do that quite well. Yeah, he can. Henderson's going to be moved forward a little bit more to play as a central midfielder on support, because, frankly, we're not creating enough. So maybe giving Aguero a partner might be the ticket. Of course, with City, we've seen it in the past. They've played Iheanacho with him. Gabriel Jesus is now playing with him as well. It worked quite well with Dzeko as well, as I remember rightly. So maybe that's where you get a little bit more out of Aguero when he's not getting involved in the game as much. You bring on another striker, but it looks like, I mean, just going to be brutally honest here, folks. It looks like we might not win this game as De Bruyne finds Grujic, who slides it back to Kolasinac. And as I say that, we don't take a lead, but we get back on level terms. Kolasinac on his right foot, probably the most unlikely way in which we could have scored a goal, I dare say. De Bruyne finds Grujic pretty much unmarked, which then brings two Stoke players. You can see both Stoke players commit, which is pretty poor, leaving Kolasinac the space and the room to get the shot off on goal. And from that range, Botland ain't stopping it. And there we are then. 1-1 with about 15 to go. The question is, do we make more changes or do we just let this game play out? As Jack Botland launches a kick forward, Kolasinac heads it down, and Firmino plays through a Sergio Aguero, and we could change things on an axis there, and we have 2-1. Firmino and Aguero combining, and maybe then, all season we've had wingers, right? But maybe without two natural wingers, this is the sort of system we should try out, and we should try some sort of diamond with Keita and Salah out for a little bit longer. Maybe we start the next game in the next episode with this exact system, because as we've seen today, that changing up at half-time has done the trick. Hold on, because Stoke have got a chance. They've pulled it back onto the edge. Jeff Cameron with a shot, out to Glenn Johnson. Berahino scored. I've stayed on attacking with 5 minutes to go. I was too busy bigging up how great our system was working, and now the fact we're still playing on attacking has cost us. As Jeff Cameron, I mean, I'd say that's fortunate. He's hammered it against Joel Matip, and the ball's come in. Matip's probably winded. That's Van Dijk. No, Matip. It's probably winded, and we've conceded. So I don't know. Was that tactical from Jeff Cameron? As at the Bet365 Stadium, it's Stoke City 2, Liverpool 2. And we talked last episode about draws not really being good enough. and we've not kept a clean sheet. Manchester United have won their game. The teams around us are winning. Even Newcastle have leapfrogged us. They've beaten Sunderland in the North East Derby. And, well, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it, really? The only saving grace is we look better than City. But after City season last year and taking De Bruyne and Aguero off them, we should be winning the league here. There should be no questions asked, as Mignolet's close to triggering his transfer spell. He needs one appearance before he's made permanent by, is it West Ham? Yeah. Oh, so that would give us a bit of money in the January. So hopefully he plays one more game. But not good from us. And with Tottenham round the corner, this is a little bit worrying. I mean, team-wise for the next game, I feel like I don't want to rest the boys after what we've just seen from them. But we need to. So we will do. But the question is, what formation, what tactic do we play in the next game? If we rest these guys for 2 days, what tactic formation do we play for the next game? If you look at the side there, you can see a lot of our better players are in the side, so there's not really anyone you would maybe bring in to strengthen what is already quite a good team. I think the idea of playing like a diamond and dropping Sadio Mane for a little bit might be the answer. Maybe playing a deep line playmaker behind the middle two, putting Henderson in there, and then bringing on someone maybe a little bit more creative, someone like Emre Can, maybe even another Milana, or a Jorginho Wijnaldum to play as the playmaker, and then have these three up top, maybe Firmino, De Bruyne and Aguero trying to combine together with each other. I might take Aguero off advance forward. I feel like this might be the system from now on, at least for a little bit, and have the creative players doing it from slightly deeper, but having Henderson as that rock in front of Van Dijk and Matip. Because at the moment, like our run is okay. Like we're not losing many games, but we've dropped points now against Leicester, Middlesbrough, and Stoke. And with a squad like ours, that can't be happening essentially. So that is the issue. And we've already lost quite a few games in the early part of the season. That needs to stop now. And really, we need to go on a run so we can end the season incredibly strong. So when we get into this sort of tough spell against the Chelseas, Arsenals, Manchester United of this world, we're putting in good performances against them. But now, with Tottenham, Newcastle and City in the next 3 games, admittedly Newcastle in the Cup, we need to be at it. Otherwise, we're going to be in all sorts of problems. Right, then that's going to bring us to the end, though. If you enjoyed it, as mentioned, do leave a like. And if you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel. There'll be another episode of this tomorrow, September the 3rd. I'm even calling out the date because I know it'll be there. So we love with care for me not to mention. Until next time, time. I'm just talking about time. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye.